Hey guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back if you've been here before. My name is Liz, and this is Let's Get Lizicle, where we do everything card making. And today is the 25th of the month, so we're doing my holiday card hijinks hashtag, where we make Christmas cards at the 25th of every month, all year round. And today's prompt was Christmas lights. So I am using this outline Christmas bulbs background stamp from Simon Says Stamp. If it's still available, I will link it down below. I think it should be. I've had this one for a couple years, but well, quite probably more than a couple years because I haven't probably used it in a year or two, because I tend to use the products a lot during one season and I don't want to use it again and again so that I'm not making the same cards. So I usually put things away and then I buy so many Christmas sets, it's not even funny. So I'm just gonna revisit using this, and we're going to be heat embossing this in gold on some black watercolor paper, which I kind of featured in a video a couple of weeks ago when I mentioned what I wasn't going to be buying anymore. So we are trying out the products today. So I'm using the black watercolor paper, I'm using my metallic gouaches, and the results are kind of similar to like Distress Oxide inks, where it kind of gets like a little chalky looking in a sense, like it's a soft metallic like oxide look. I don't know how to explain it. The card turned out okay. I'm probably going to donate these gouaches though. I don't know, it's not for me. I guess not really into the painting. Like I can get into like a painting and do acrylics and whatnot. Like I've done paint nights with my mom at her local Legion, and we paint like sceneries and stuff. Like I can do the Bob Rossi style like landscapes and whatnot. But like I'm not really interested in painting for my cards for some reason. I can't get into it. I do want to try a few watercolor backgrounds that just like look like faux dip dyes, and again, I might not love those either, so those also might get donated, but we'll see. I think I'm just gonna end up sticking to pencil crayons and alcohol markers, and I think I have done this in watercolors too in the past, and ink smushed backgrounds works great on this. It gives a lot of texture, but the gouache just, I don't know, it's not for me. I love seeing gouache paintings, like the matte gouache on the white when they do like sceneries and stuff, and it's just very solid, very graphic, and like cel shaded looks kind of things. Like I love those types of paintings. But again, doing it for cards is just not for me. But I do like how this card turned out. I'm not saying I don't like it, but it's just the medium is not for me. Like I would rather color these with Prismacolor pencil crayons and then have the black for the background, which I have done before. You have to start coloring all of the light bulbs in like a white to give it a little bit of a base for the coloring, unless you're using pastel colors, because pastel colors work okay on the black, and they might work better on a watercolor paper, to be honest. I've done it, I think, on black cardstock before, but the watercolor paper has a little bit more give and a little bit more tooth to it than a regular cardstock, so I might try it with the pencil crayons on the watercolor paper at some point. And I will probably use this for some other reason. I don't know what I'll use it with. Maybe even doing just like splatter pack backgrounds with the metallic watercolors that I use for the splatter. I have the starry colors from Gonzai Tombi, and it's all like golds and silvers. So I do use that to splatter the background. So maybe I'll save the black watercolor paper for that, just for doing some like pencil crayon coloring. But for the paints, I'm just, I'm not into them. What do you guys think? Does anybody else like love painting on cards? Like the only reason I bought these, as I mentioned in my other video, which I can link at the end of this one, is that I saw Christina Warner videos and I love the way that she does painting. But she also loves doing that kind of stuff, and I think obviously that helps. But I'm just like, I'm not into the painting. I don't know. I want something that's quicker, something that I can not have to like dry in between layers and stuff like that. Again, like I don't know, I think it's the painting that I'm not loving about this process. I was gonna do something else for this card. I decided to do this one instead, and then I was kind of like, I don't know, not loving the process of doing it, so I don't think I'll be doing it again. So yeah, I think I will keep painting to paint nights and stop trying to do things because other people are doing them. And I think that was also kind of like part of the message in that video, was kind of like, don't jump into purchasing products just because you love the way somebody else did a card, because it might not be something that you're interested in doing, right? Like if you don't normally paint on cards and you love the way that another person does it, it's not necessarily going to be for you. I guess you're not going to know until you try, but maybe don't go all out and buy a ton of colors. Maybe just go to like a craft store and buy the primaries to try to test out, and do it that way instead of like buying sets. I don't even remember how much these sets were. I bought these like a year ago or more, and they've just been kind of collecting dust on my shelf. But now I feel like I've wasted money. I think they were like $30 for the set of 12, around there. I got them on Amazon. I will link them down below anyway, just in case you guys are interested. Not if sponsored or affiliated or anything, but I'm just linking below so that you know what I used. But yeah, so again, like if you want to try something that you've seen somebody else do, but it's not something you have supplies for, buy just like as little as you can just to test it out. But if you don't like it, like you've not invested too much money into it, because again, like I've spent like $30 on these. I have paintbrushes because I do splatter sometimes anyway, and I have watercolors that I also need to start using. But I think I'm going to probably stick to my watercolor markers that I have from Arteza, because again, they're like different colors. I don't have to mix anything, and I can just add water to them, so it's a lot easier to use. But my other watercolors I might also get rid of, which again, I spent another like $30 probably on that set as well. Just because again, I saw videos from Christina that I loved and I wanted to get into watercoloring, and I just can't do it. And there's nothing wrong with that. I just feel like I've wasted some money. And I just want to, let you guys know my experience with this. This is not necessarily everybody else's opinions. Maybe somebody loves doing this kind of stuff, but for me, I'd rather color with alcohol markers. I'm more familiar with those. There's no drying time in between, and it's just quick and simple, and I still get more bold graphic cards. This one looks a little streaky. Again, could be my painting technique and whatever, and I probably need to do more practice, but because I'm not loving the process of it, I'm not going to be doing it again. So I'm not going to spend the time practicing either, if that makes sense, But yeah, this card, again, pretty simple card for today. I'm just going to be adding my Merry Christmas from my Sassy Santa stamp set, which came out last year, but they're still in stock. So if you guys want it for this Christmas, be sure to head on over to my website, letsgetlizicle.com. Shameless plug, sorry. But I really love this script on the stamp, and it's like smaller and simple, and it's not going to take up too much of the background. And I'm going to do it in the same gold embossing that I did, so it kind of coordinates on regular black cardstock. It doesn't really look much different than the watercolor one, so it kind of blends in. Originally, I did cut it as like a little banner. It does have a coordinating die, which I'm going to be using after because I didn't like the way that this looked. There's just like too much cardstock left in that Mary space at the top because of the spacing and the like letter number differences between them. It just makes it look chunky. So I end up using the coordinating die on it after. But first I wanted to add the highlights back in. Originally I was trying to paint around these so I could do this. And then I was getting tired of going around it, so I just painted over them and then decided to go over it with my gel pen after. And then this just brought a little bit more life to the card and added a little bit of a white, shine to it. And I think it really helped the card as well. But yeah, that's pretty much our card for today, guys. Come back again tomorrow because I will have part 2 of my Spellbinders 13 Days of Craftoween, and we'll be doing 2 cards for tomorrow. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment down below, and let me know your thoughts. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe because I'd love to have you here. And until next time, thanks guys. Bye.